Tonight, 22 judges and magistrates have been suspended with effect from Thursday, September 10, 2015, following the investigative work done by ace journalist Anas Arbiao Anas.
According to a release from the Judicial Council, an emergency meeting was held on September 2 to discuss the matter, where a disciplinary committee of the Judicial Council was constituted to investigate the petition against the 22 judges.
On September 7, 2015, the 22 circuit judges and magistrates were served with letters stating allegations against them and were asked to submit their response by September 9.
Now, the Judicial Council has further decided that upon receipt of their responses, the 22 individuals should be suspended until the final determination of the matter. Now, the committee will commence hearing of the petition of the judges and magistrates from Thursday, September 10. Now, the Judicial Council has also instituted the necessary investigative process to identify for further disciplinary actions other court officials who may also have collaborated in these alleged acts. And the statement further added that the council will make public the outcome of the processes and will appropriate sanctions where necessary.
Now, on this whole expose by Tiger Eye involving Anas Arbiao Anas, we have Maxwell Opoku Ajiman, who is a legal practitioner and a senior law lecturer at the Ghana Law School. Good evening, lawyer, and if you can hear us, thank you for agreeing to speak with us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Right. I'm sure you've been following the issue, so let's move straight to the questions. Is the suspension, in your opinion, of the 22 Circuit Court judges and magistrates based on the responses to the query served them?
Well, thank you very much. I think that this is a matter which all Ghanaians are very much interested in and are very much also concerned about. But I believe that people who know me always know my principle. And my principle is that we should always give the accused a proper hearing in order not to rush into taking any panicky decision that will come later to haunt us. But that being the case, I'm also not saying that they should not do what is right to clear all perceptions of corruption in the judiciary. Because if the judiciary is faulted, then you and I will have nowhere as a place of refuge to go. But that being the case also, the judiciary is also the fountain of justice. So whatever it is, we should not rush. I heard, to be honest with you, I'm not in the country, but I followed all whatever is going on. And I believe that if letters are written to people to submit responses, and the responses are to be received in 2 days, and I don't know whether all those people are in Accra, and therefore their responses will get to the Judicial Council within the 2 days, after which these submissions and take a decision. But whatever it is, my prayer is that they will go through the normal processes. And we also not forget that we are dealing with two categories of judicial offices. We have the lower courts and we have the superior courts. And the lower courts, their processes are not as detailed, and that because they are court set up by statute, the Chief Justice and the Judicial Council can deal with them expeditiously. But when it comes to the superior court justices, like what we are seeing in the processes dealing with the Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice, we have a procedure, and I hope that when it comes to High Court justices, we should not rush and we should go by the Constitution, because no matter what it is, the law must be followed and respected, because all persons are entitled to defend themselves.
Would you like to clarify that statement that we shouldn't be in a rush? Does it appear to you that there's some rush because they have been suspended? And does it already mean that there's some sense of guilt here?
Well, let me be honest with you. What I'm trying to say, I'm not privy to the workings of the council.
Right.
And I believe that the Chief Justice and the Judicial Council will do the right thing. I believe so. I sincerely hope that they will not do anything untoward and they will respect the law in which they have sworn to abide by. That is what I'm saying. But whatever it takes, it seems in Ghana, sometimes there's always a euphoria, and we rush, and then we do things, as I always tell my students, what I call in the law of evidence, the enemy has done it syndrome, like in the parable of the sower. So you see, when you always go for the enemy has done it, you sometimes lose the cogent evidence that you can do to clear the canker, because it may so well happen that these people are just a tip of the iceberg, and therefore by rushing you may lose evidence that may help in clearing of whatever perception or whatever canker that we have in the judiciary. So that's what I'm saying, that in whatever that we do, we should not out of people's shouting, you see, because we have seen that before. Sometimes you say let the blood flow, so you may think that we should let the blood of the 32 or whatever number flow, and in doing so there may be some lurking around, and we will not be able to get to the bottom of the matter. So whatever it is, if they have received their responses and based upon which they've been suspended, I have absolute confidence in the Judicial Council and the Chief Justice that they will do the right thing. But what I'm saying is that whatever that they do, they should take the evidence that they have, they should probe further, and maybe get to the bottom of the matter. And if they get to the bottom of the matter, maybe they will be able to clear whatever mess that we have, rather than to scratch the surface and leave the problem behind. That's all I'm saying. I am not trying to suggest that they may not do, they are not doing what is right. But whatever I'm saying is that when it comes to two levels of the judicial officers, one is where the council and the Chief Justice administratively can take action. The other is where impeachment proceeding will have to come from the office of the president. And therefore, whatever we do, we should not lump the two together, and we try as much as possible to respect the provisions of the law, either the Court Act or the Constitution. That's all I'm saying.
Right, Lawyer Pukadma, we are grateful. He is a senior law lecturer at the Ghana Law School. Now, in a related story concerning the judges' bribe scandal, 22 Circuit Court judges and magistrates and 12 judges of the High Court have been suspended. A statement signed by the Judicial Secretary, Alex Opoku Achampon, beg your pardon, said the suspension follows investigative work done by Tiger Eye on corruption and graft in the judiciary of Ghana. Here's a report by Komna Kluche.
To the Chief Justice, some of the culprits have allegedly been linked to sex scandals in the 3-hour edited video emanating from 2 hours of investigations into corrupt practices in the judicial service by ace investigator Anas Armeao Anas. Some of the judges on interdiction have been named as John Ajit Nasam, Charles Quest of the Fast Track Court, Kofi Essel Mensah of the Human Rights Court, Paul Atadere of the Human Rights Court, and Justice Mustafa Habib Logo. In 2011, the then Executive Secretary of the Constitution Review Commission, Dr. Raymond Atuguba, sparked a huge debate when he spoke of corruption in the judiciary. He came under a barrage of criticisms for his comments. 22 circuit judges and magistrates and 12 High Court judges implicated in the investigation have been interdicted and will appear before the Judicial Council on Thursday. There are attempts by some of the judges implicated to secure a court injunction to stop the premiering of the video. Law lecturer Ace Ankuma said such an attempt will be bad for the judiciary.
It's the ocular proof of it, it's the visual of it that is surprising. The fact that it happened and somebody was able to film it, that is a surprising bit. But like I said, the damage will be if we try to suppress this, if we do not allow the process to go through as it should be, if we don't test the integrity of the process, and we either try to suppress it or to tamp it down or to say that the video should not be shown to Ghanaians, that is when the confidence of Ghanaians will be shaken. The Chief Justice, I believe, was the first public official to hear about the results. This has been going on for 2 years. I believe she was the first to hear about it. I believe that people very high up in government some have seen it. I know definitely that the Judicial Council has seen aspects of it. Now, this is the interesting part. Thankfully, the gentleman who investigated this is not just a journalist. He's also a lawyer. And so he's aware of the processes that have to be triggered to make sure that this matter is seen to its logical conclusion. So he just didn't go for the pizzazz of it and the noise of it, as usually happens, because the thing comes out, everybody talks about it, and nothing is done. He made sure that officialdom would act on it. So he filed petitions. High Court judges cannot be removed by the Judicial Council alone. It's got to go through a procedure triggered by the President. So he gave a petition to the President, listing them, stating what had happened, giving details.